Hi, I'm Joanna Fantozzi, Associate Editor with Nation's Restaurant News, and we're chatting with Michael Tan of Eggloo, a Hong Kong-style waffles and ice cream shop originating in New York City's Chinatown. Tan is participating in the Doordash Main Street Accelerator program, which provides financial support for businesses owned by women, immigrants, and people of color. Thank you so much for talking to us today.
Oh, thanks for talking to me too, Joanne.
So let's kind of start from the beginning. Can't believe it's been a year, or more than a year at this point since the start of the pandemic. Um, during the pandemic, when restaurant doors had to close, I imagine it was pretty difficult to get the same kind of business that you'd had pre-pandemic. So how did you guys manage?
Yeah, so it was really a confusing time, just kind of not knowing all the uncertainty of like when are we going to reopen, like what's going to happen. So we kind of just took the approach of we're going to do something that we can kind of carry over to when we reopen, essentially. So what we did is we launched our at-home egg waffle kits. So you can buy it on our website. We're also launching a line of flavored waffle and pancake mixes that can be used to make egg waffles, but you can also use it to make regular waffles and pancakes as well. So they come in Asian flavors such as like matcha, black sesame, um, like a lychee, rose flavored. And we looked at it as like these flavors are they're very specific to like Asian American culture, and we thought that was kind of like a market that hasn't been very represented generally in food.
So what kind of financial backing or help were you able to get? Anything before the Main Street Accelerator program or?
Yeah, I mean we have the PPP. We have like the EIDL grant, like the kind of basic stuff that everybody kind of took from, yeah, I guess from the federal level. We actually had a couple of grants that we got from Facebook, that we entered like these competitions and we won those. And I guess we just got a lot of support from our community just in terms of like when we kind of posted like we're doing this online thing, this is what we're selling now. And yeah, I mean that kind of held us over for like our online sales.
And so how did you end up applying for the DoorDash Accelerator program?
Oh, it was kind of random. I just saw a Facebook ad on my feed and I was kind of just reading about it and thought, hey, maybe I'll apply. I guess nothing to do today.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean it wasn't like I guess it wasn't anything too unique, but it just kind of was random.
Hmm. And so what was your experience with it so far?
I think it was pretty good. We just finished week one on Monday. It was just nice getting to know everybody in the cohort, in our New York cohort. Yeah, and the platform that we use to just kind of have like our community, like, and we can ask like questions on it and just like get advice from other people in the cohort. I think that's pretty cool.
Hmm. And so for our viewers that might not realize what the DoorDash Accelerator program is, could you kind of like walk us through that?
Yeah, so it's part of the Main Street Accelerator program, but basically, so we applied for the DoorDash Accelerator, which had I think 100 winners from different cities, Atlanta, Chicago, New York, of course, to name a few, and a couple on the West Coast. So we all got put in different cohorts based on our city, and it's kind of like a community building aspect to it, where we're going to be able to meet different people in our cohort, as well as have an 8-week program where we're just kind of like learning from different mentors. And what's really cool, I guess, is the office hours. I'm really excited for, where we get to meet with the I guess the administrator of that lesson for that week, and just pick their brain and have different input on different questions that we may have.
Hmm. And what are you planning on using the funds and and the skills that you learned toward?
I guess, well, for our business, something we were kind of planning when we reopened is to kind of have our space be more of like a community oriented I'm sorry, community oriented space for Asian American products. Because we actually did a different program hosted by a nonprofit called Gold House. And it was also an accelerator where we met a bunch of different like Asian entrepreneurs, a lot in like the CPG space that did a lot of different products, especially in food. So it kind of inspired like our team to kind of expand our product line and then we're gonna like carry a bunch of different products made by like Asian American founders. So I guess that's one thing we're kind of putting the money toward, like kind of just like renovating the store and like building up more of like a retail display. Also, we're probably gonna put it into just expanding our waffle and pancake line.
Mhm. Um, and it's so great that you're going to be showcasing Asian American products and supporting your community. And of course, the sad thing to even mention, but the entire country has been paying attention to the awful wave of anti-Asian American hate crimes across the country. As a retailer in the Chinatown area, have you seen a response to this in your community, uh, or what has been your experience with these issues?
Well, yeah, I feel like a lot of the things that have been going on in the Asian American community in terms of that have they've been kind of going on for a couple of years, but I guess it's something that's never been really spoken about until just recently. I mean, I think in general, like our neighborhood, especially like Chinatown, it's like pretty resilient where there's actually a lot of community groups that have kind of come together that just support I guess the elderly and the women in like different ways. It's like there's been like GoFundMe's for like everyone that's gotten attacked, and they've a lot of them raised like well over $1 million. I read recently there was this girl that started it's kind of like a cab service where anyone that feels unsafe like going home um they can book like a Uber or a Lyft, and then they can send her a receipt, and basically she'll refund them for the cost of the Uber and the Lyft. And it's kind of like a community funded project that she's working on.
Wow, that's amazing.
Be sure to check out more independent restaurant news content at restaurant-hospitality.com.